Hi. 15 videos in. On the 15th, we are a quarter of a way through this challenge. For those of you on YouTube, that might be a little confusing. You'd be like, what are you talking about? You totally failed the challenge. I didn't. I uploaded every day onto TikTok. There were some close calls, but I've uploaded onto TikTok. And I just wanted to take a bit of time here to talk about the experience so far. So it's been interesting. I started this for a few reasons. Pardon me. First of all, I started this to see if I still wanted to do it. I think I'll get more into that in another video, but it basically got to the point where it's been so long where it's just like, do I even still want to make videos? And I figured that taking, a couple months, a 60-day challenge would be enough time to see if it's still something I want to do. And I gotta say, the answer is yes. It's an overwhelming yes. And I think it took just hopping back in the saddle for me to realize that. But I think the more important thing to touch on is why I didn't jump back in the saddle sooner. And I think it's connected to the other reason that I started this challenge, and that's I wasn't pushing myself to do things anymore. And by that I mean, after I quit YouTube, the reason I quit, or I didn't quit YouTube, but I stopped making content. And the reason I stopped making content was basically I wasn't I was getting a sense of fulfillment from somewhere else, and a more healthier source than YouTube or TikTok. But because I had that sense of fulfillment, and I'll get, like I said, deeper into the specifics of this in another video. But because I had clear paths forward and whatnot, it's like the value of creating was almost lost to me, I guess you could say. And with that mentality, there was a tangential disconnect to any kind of expectation of me or from myself. To the point where I felt just completely unreliable because I was people would ask if I could do things for them, some of which I still have yet to fulfill, but I wasn't even doing my own stuff, right? And part of what this challenge, what I was hoping for it to reawaken in me, is this sense of just doing things, even if I don't want to do it, just doing it, doing things that need to be done. And I have to say, I think that I was pretty successful on that front, because if you look here, that is laundry that has not been on that rack. Some of it has been sitting in baskets for months, or I just pull it out of a basket and wear it, and then I don't even remember the last time I cleaned laundry. A lot of that was my girlfriend, for the longest time doing with the laundry, and I'm just I expected more of myself, and I knew that others wanted to expect more of me, but couldn't because I just wasn't being reliable anymore. Because I was too focused on just doing the, going on the path of the things that, I deemed important, and the things that were just a clear cut, this is what I need to do with my life now, especially work, just so focused on work, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's like all the other things in life fell by the wayside. And I feel like even just a quarter of the way through, I am leaps and bounds more towards the goal that I set for myself of just doing things again. And like the forcefulness to be creative, like I didn't even I had to pull things just completely out of thin air for these first 15 days, just trying to figure out what it was that I was going to record. And it sparked a level. And by the way, shout out to Lighthouse Raiders if you haven't seen my TikTok. Even if you have seen my TikTok, like the whole deadline hostage negotiation thing that you got going on was like a complete jumpstart to my creative juices. But the creativity that's poured out of me on some of these videos is on a level that I haven't experienced in so long. It's also revealed quite a few areas where I used to be able to just be just perfection at, and now I am just completely lacking. Green screen effects, lighting, all of these things that I once had down pat because it was just where I wanted to go in life. And now I'm I cannot get this green screen to do what it is that I want it to do. But that's, another fascinating, I don't feel bad about it necessarily. It's just, for me, it's a marker in, where I've come, how far I have come, the things that I can do, I also figured out that the cameras that I use are just absolute crap. That's another thing I figured out real quick. But, at the end of the day, I'm excited again. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to see this through to the end. And when I get to the end, I might not be making videos every day, like I am now. There's just so much I can do. And there's so much that I want to do. So much more than even than just gaming. Because if you go over the YouTube people, if you go over to my TikTok, skits. I've been wanting to do skits for, I can't even tell you how long I've wanted to do skits. It's originally what I wanted to do. And I'm hoping that I can come up with my own original content, even, further removed from Lighthouse Raiders and whatnot. That's a series that I would love to keep up, but also that entirely depends on if they keep up their series. I put that tangentially, a condition of whether or not I continue that series is if they continue that series. But regardless, it's I want to create things like that. But with not fan content, just my own thing. I have no idea what it would even be yet. But there's been ideas that I've had for these kinds of things, and I could absolutely do them again. I would love also to pick back up the comic dubs that I was doing. Dungeon Minis, Fierce Ferrets. I would love to hop back on that. And I feel especially, I know how fired up I am now, And I feel like at the end of this, that's something I can do. I can finally pick these up. If that's not part of what I do in the challenge. Like, this has awoken a fire in me that I was afraid had died. And like I pointed out, like, it's affected my day-to-day life in such a positive manner that I can't put into words. And I'm still not where I want to be yet, by any means. But I think that approaching making content the way I am now, I think it's the next step that I needed to take as a content creator, as in my own life for self-exploration. Again, part of what I want to get into in another video, but like, I'm just so excited and grateful, and I just, for those of you who, you know, have been following me all this time, and are watching these videos, and especially my new followers on TikTok, I just wanted to say thank you. I'm looking forward to the future and making just all these new things that I have this passion for again. And definitely a lot of that would be lost if I didn't have someone to appreciate it as well. So, thank you. With that said, I need to post this video because it's almost midnight. I'm almost out of time.